Yo, hey, this shit easy, nigga. Hey, all I'm talking about, nigga, I'm still out here trying to get it.
Contender Regime Boxing checking back in with y'all, man. What's happening? Devin the Dream Haney tweeted on Twitter some hours ago. He said 2 more fights at 135. 2 more fights at 135. Now that says a lot. That says a lot. What that tells me is that Devin, we already know Devin Haney want to fight the best. We know that. We know he been calling these guys out. We know he been running down on these dudes. We know that Lomachenko went and requested the WBC franchise title in order to be able to avoid Devin Haney. It's in paper. It's in writing. The WBC president said it, you know, that this basically allowed Lomachenko to abandon his obligation to fight Devin Haney. I put up the article in the community, in my YouTube community. You know what I'm saying? So go back and pull it up in my community. It should be the last post. You will see that that's basically what the title was for. So we see that these guys, Teofimo Lopez had an opportunity to fight Devin Haney. They didn't want none of Devin Haney. You know what I'm saying? And I understand he want to go fight Lomachenko. Why not? That's the man right now. You know what I'm saying? In the division. So why not? But the fact remains he didn't want to fight Devin Haney. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of these guys at 135 that's ducking and dodging Devin Haney. Luke Campbell could have fought Devin Haney. He chose to fight Lomachenko again. I understand. You know, it makes sense. But he didn't want to fight Devin Haney. You know, so from that standpoint, you know, the brother is having a tough time getting fights at 135. We know that he want to fight the best. Now, basically with him saying that he has 2 fights left, he's basically saying, look, if y'all ain't gonna catch me at 135, y'all gonna have to catch me at 140, period. So I'm gonna give y'all 2 fights. You know what I'm saying? Now, that tells me that he's either gonna go ahead and take the Fortuna and Luke Campbell winner and then try to get Lomachenko in that last fight for undisputed, or he's going to go ahead and do like a voluntary defense, which the WBC gave him a voluntary defense, and then next he has to fight the mandatory, which would be the winner out of Luke Campbell and Javier Fortuna. You know, so if he goes that route, I think he could go for a guy like Gary Russell Jr. for that voluntary defense. I think that'll be a good look for Devin Haney. And then on the back end of that, he'll end it off with the mandatory, which would be Luke Campbell or Javier Fortuna. I would rather him. Now, with that being said, if he holds off and waits on Luke Campbell and Fortuna, I feel like that's just too much time out the ring. So it's going to be tough. Now, there is a fact that unification matches trump mandatories. So if he can go ahead and do his voluntary defense versus whoever that may be, let Luke Campbell and Javier Fortuna do their fight. And by that time, you know, Lomachenko and Teofimo Lopez, that fight have been and already happened. You can go ahead and if Lomachenko, the winner out of that fight, if they are willing to fight Devin Haney, we ain't even got to question Devin Haney. But if those guys are willing to fight Devin Haney, unification trumps mandatory, they can go ahead and get that fight on for undisputed. That'll be Devin Haney's second fight at 135. He move up to 140, you know. But, you know, Devin Haney he has really good size. He's one of the biggest guys at 135. He got really good size. He got the natural frame of a welterweight. You know, by the time he's at 147, he'll be filled out. He'll be, you know, just a perfect size welterweight. He won't be a big welterweight. He won't be a small welterweight. He gonna look similar to what Floyd looked like in the ring at welterweight. You know, I think he's like either the same height as Floyd, maybe like a ½ inch taller than Floyd, maybe. You know, and I think his reach is like a couple of centimeters shorter than Floyd. You know, so if you're looking at the dimensions, kind of compare him dimension wise to Floyd at 147, and you know Floyd came from 130 all the way to 154. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's not to say that everybody that's Floyd size can do that. You gotta have, an elite set of skills to be able to do what Floyd did and do it on the level that he did it on, fighting the best competition that you could possibly face, beating the most champions on a consecutive basis and consistently, and just time after time after time. Nobody's really done that like Floyd Mayweather. So you got to be at a certain level to be able to do that. But I'm just saying, from a size standpoint, I really love the potential of Devin Haney at 140 and at 147, and possibly, if the maturation continues to progress, the skill level continues to get sharper and sharper, and with age, time in the game, experience, and wisdom, your skill level and IQ gonna go up. You know what I'm saying? So I think those factors will allow him to one day fight at 154 and for a title and beat somebody that's worth something in that division. So that's what I'm looking at from him saying that he only gonna have 2 more fights at 135. To me, that's telling me that he's trying to go ahead and it's a sense of urgency for Devin Haney right now. I don't think he's necessarily struggling to make 140, but I think he's really trying to put pressure on these other guys in the division. Like, bruh, I'm not gonna be here for long, so y'all need to go if y'all want to get y'all stripes, because Devin Haney is gonna be a huge name his name is already growing now, but this guy is the future of boxing. His name is gonna be huge later on down the road. I truly believe that. So it would behoove these other guys to go ahead and try to get their stripes right now. So he letting them know it's a sense of urgency. Look, I only got 2 more fights at 135. If y'all ain't on the same pace as me moving up to 140, I don't see Lomachenko fighting at 140. You know what I'm saying? I don't see, I think Teofimo Lopez definitely will be a 140 and 147 pounder for sure. But I don't see all these guys. I don't see Tank fighting at 140. Possibly, but I don't really see that. Ryan Garcia, yes, I see him going up 140, 147, possibly 154 one day. But Devin Haney is basically letting these guys know, look, if you want to get your stripes right now, it's your time. You know what I'm saying? So I think this is what I believe is going to happen. I think he'll go ahead and do his voluntary defense. Hopefully, he can get a guy in there with a name like a Gary Russell Jr., like a Tank Davis, which I don't really see that happening. I would hope. I think that would be fucking fantastic. But like a Gary Russell Jr., like a Tank Davis, we know that Ryan Garcia and his team, they don't want no parts of Devin Haney right now. His management, his handlers and promoters and guys on that side, they have said time and time again, even Ryan Garcia himself, after his fights in the ring, he said that he ain't ready for Devin Haney. So that ain't going. I don't see Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney happening until maybe at the tail end of their career at 147. I mean at 140, or when both of those guys get up to 147. That fight ain't happening until 140 or 147. So I would love to see Devin Haney get in there with a Gary Russell Jr. for his voluntary defense, and then the winner out of Teofimo Lopez and Lomachenko for undisputed. I mean, come on, that's the best way to do it. That's the best way to do it. And then go ahead and go up to 140 and continue your reign. You know what I'm saying? Turn up. You dig what I'm saying? So that's what I see. That's what I get from his statement saying that he's only gonna have 2 more fights at 135. I'm really interested to see what y'all think. I want to know, if he is only gonna have 2 more fights in this division, who do y'all think he's gonna fight, and who would y'all prefer for him to fight for these last 2 fights? before he go up to 140, man. Y'all let me know down in the comments, man. Contender regime boxing. I holla at y'all boys, man.